Hello brothers and sisters, and thanks for joining me. I'm Dr. Alonzo Richard Fleming Jr., as many of you know, and I'm making this video because some of you who I have a great deal of respect for requested that I respond to some recent allegations that were brought out about Sharice and I, suggesting that we are some very bad people. You know, I initially said, nah, I'm not going to respond to it at all, but because of some of you who I highly respect and who have expressed that you have a high respect for me, asked me to say something, I decided to do just that and stay focused on what we believe the real issues are with respect to what we have been saying about the city of Detroit. You know, brothers and sisters, you always find what you are looking for. I love my mom. Whatever you look for, you discover. We looked at our city of Detroit and wanted to find out what the problems were and why it was very difficult to be successful in the city of Detroit. So we created the book called Cure for Detroit. It's a really good book. I'm serious. You read The Cure for Detroit, you will understand why the things are going on the way they're going on. This is a solution, a cure for Detroit. We did the research, we found the cure, and we published the cure. We wanted to find out why Detroit and Black America was in such a dire situation. So we did the research. 200 footnotes in The Devil's Advocate, a spiritual man's case against God, addresses the spiritual condition in the city of Detroit. You look and you shall find. Whatever you look for, you find. So this book addresses the spiritual condition in the city of Detroit. We realized that there was a situation with the controlling the body, and that there's that a lot of our people would be able to better control themselves. You know, you would not find so much murder, death, and violence because the body is controlling the mind. So we put together the book called Fasting 101. Whatsoever you seek, you shall find. Now, Sharice and I have been indicting a system. We have indicted the system of Detroit. The school system is rotten, corrupt, and must be completely overturned. It is a fact. Look at the children, look at the illiteracy rate of the people that it has affected, and you will see. So when I tell you I dropped out of school and you have gotten all this respect for me since that time, I'm telling you, I am proof that Detroit public schools actually subvert the intelligence of the black male particularly. And any black male with some sense would drop out of the school system unless Roy Robertson, of course, is successful and they bring the system back up to where it educated people.
Baptist is waging a legal battle to steer the academic future of 90,000 children in the nation's lowest achieving big city district. It said Mathis also acknowledged he has difficulty composing a coherent English sentence. But if these deficits have limited Mathis, as he admits they have not stopped him from graduating from high school and college. In January, his peers elected him president of the Detroit School Board by a 10-to-1 vote over Tyrone Renfrey. But the story of Mathis speaks directly to Detroit's educational conundrum, as officials try to raise standards and the proficiency of its students. Now this is an important question, you all. I want you to listen to this. Is Mathis a success story? A man who beat the odds to win political success and career opportunities on the strength of his personality and judgment? Or is he an example of the system's worst failings? A disinterested student who always found ways to graduate even when he didn't meet the requirements, likely to perpetuate lax academic standards if the board wins its court battle with Bob over control. Ask this question: can Mathis read? Quote, yes, I can read. I'm capable of reading a lot of information and regurgitation, says Mathis, who told me he sometimes needs to read documents 2 or 3 times to fully comprehend their contents, but then masters and memorizes them. That's what he says. Vegas Rick, talk to us.
Hey, Brother Angelo, I bet you if you did a investigative story on that Detroit public school system, that rabbit hole goes so deep you would not believe it. If you did a story on the Detroit public school board, schools from top to bottom, I don't care what school you talk about, you're going to find that rabbit hole is way deeper than this little news article. We fell off our chair, right? Me and Sharice fell off our chair. We read this article this morning. I took my baby out of that system when he was in kindergarten, and I noticed this crazy stuff. I have emails from Marie Thornton, who was once on the school board, writes like a 5th grader. This is not a surface thing. This goes deep into that thing. You know, and regarding Robert Bob, I think that you guys are misplacing your analysis when you talk about how much money he's making compared to somebody else. You know, that scripture says, to him that has shall be given, and from him that has not shall be taken. That's what you see in here. When you think of yourself as poor, poverty-stricken, and ignorant, that's what you're going to keep getting. On the national scene, it's the same story. Al Sharpton is meeting with the president and designing an education platform. When has Al Sharpton been in anything related to education? Al Sharpton is a professional protester, period. So on the national scene, we got the same thing. I'm sitting here, brother, in Las Vegas, and I have clients in Michigan, clients all over this country. We're qualifying kids to get into Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Columbia, all these schools, and not just get into the systems, but get into their schools of engineering, into their schools of medicine. But we keep on trying to place these imbeciles in these positions over our children, and they talk good, but they can't bring about anything. So I suggest that we do a real good, thorough analysis of the system. And you're going to agree with me after you do it. And I came up in that system,
okay.
As you know.
All right, bro.
You're going to agree with me. That thing needs to just collapse completely.
The government of the city of Detroit is rotten to the core and must be wiped out.
Could say it's my view that it's okay to murder somebody, but yes, we all know that murder is against the law.
Yeah, no, this is based on
I did say
several.
based upon your
All due
experience,
respect,
right?
President Pro Tem, I have the floor.
I just want to say I said based upon his experience.
Well, you just jumped on another council member about interrupting, and now you're doing it to
attacked me, and I didn't attack you.
I have the floor.
We know you do. But I said based upon his years of
I have the floor, President Pro Tem. I don't want to hear you anymore.
And you don't have to hear me. We don't have to hear you.
Then be quiet,
No,
because
you're
I'm
not
speaking
my
and I'm
daddy.
asking
You
a
do
question.
that at home, not here.
And not your
Okay?
father, but I am the
Exactly.
president,
So
and
treat
right
me
now I
with
have the
respect,
floor.
Because I'm tired of that. Be respectful. Me, you may not do that at home, but you're going to do it up in
Stop
here.
interrupting.
You grow up. Control your house, and you know how to treat other women better.
You're the last one to talk.
I'm the first one to
Council
talk,
member.
dude. Shrek.
Shrek.
You're out of
Shrek.
order.
The first one to talk. Don't
You're out of
disrespect me.
order. Order of the day.
I will call this to adjourn if you don't.
Do it, baby. Adjourn. Do it. Move to adjourn. Do it.
We're going to take a brief recess.
Do it.
It's
Because
done.
y'all not going to disrespect me up here.
You the one that just interrupted me.
No,
Please.
I did not. Yes, you did. You tried to say I said, did I say based upon your years of service? Woo, Lord.
Look at the conditions that it has overseen. And as you have 2 individuals who spotted off their super blackness over the last several years, they are now quitting the system. One is not seeking re-election and the other one is quitting. But look at what they have left in place. Look at the condition of the city. Economically, the city has been depressed. And the people have no direction. So we said, because of love, what you research, you find. When you research for cures, you publish cures. When you research for dirt, you publish dirt. So basically, I can only respond to the audio that I placed on my own on my own Facebook page, with the fact that you're going to have to just judge for yourself. Either you want to continue to protect that system and get what that system has been delivering to you. Look at it. And just in case you have forgotten, take a good look at what they are trying to protect, what the marchers are trying to protect. And I have been the only voice in the city of Detroit that has been very vocal about it, about the fact that under those schools, under their oversight, there are bodies of black men buried under there, and I'm saying that figuratively, to let you know that they have killed the minds of many of our best brothers, and only those who got out of there, or many of those who got out of there, some of you survived, and you still kept your integrity intact in spite of that system. But there are those of us who could not do that, and we left that system. I was one of them. And so now I have come back as an adult to let you know that that system of Detroit must go. We are happy about what's happening in terms of them dismantling the entire structure. Look at what's happening as they dismantle it. If you want to know the way out, we took time to do the research. And we published Fasting 101. A cure. A cure for Detroit. A cure. The devil's advocate. A cure. They take time to research dirt. I have been critical of the Detroit 300. The reason I have been critical is because I'm saying they are infected with the disease. So when they go out into the streets, marching in the streets, they are not curing the problem, people. They are spreading the disease. I'm not making a personal attack on Jello Henderson. I'm saying his arrogance that causes him to continue to go out without the cure, without curing his own self first. He goes out into the street to arrest and further imprison our brothers. That is not the way. So an indictment on me is an indictment on their system. That's just the bottom line. That's the only way I can respond to this, brothers and sisters. I cannot get into all the particulars. You want to do the research? I'm easy to find. I'm all over the internet. It's no big deal. You can find what you want to find. I am very technologically savvy. I know how to cover up if I wanted to, but I have never covered up anything about me. So you can put together and piece together things and make somebody look like anything. This can be done, but that does not absolve the fact that Detroit has been turned into a land of intellectual pimps. And that's not to indict everybody. I'm talking about those who want to save the system that has been killing us. It's time for us to go a different way. We published the website this week that we're having. I'm making this video. They are having right now the Mackinac Policy Conference up on Mackinac Island in the state of Michigan. Check this out, just to show you what I'm talking about. The Mackinac Policy Conference is just that. They get together and they put their brain power together and they develop policies for Michigan. Business leaders, politicians, and the like. Educators. We, several years ago, developed a policy initiative, Sharice and I, called the People's Convention. And if you go to the People's Convention and just click through it, this is not the rantings of someone who has not thought about it, has not taken the time to think about cures. This is the writing on and that's our work on this website. That's our work. This is a man who understands structures, how to put together structures. All those ideas you see, those are Sharice and I. That's our stuff. So you judge me by my works. It's bottom line. www.detroitschoolboard.com. Again, you go to that website. Look at what's in my mind. Go there and see what's in my mind. That's my writing. That's my work in technology. So anyone who see my work, brothers and sisters, you want to really hear the deal? Sharice and I represent the end of that world. That world did not make us. See, and they are speaking the truth when they tell you, when they put me out, that's the truth. That proves to you that I am not of their world. So when you look at my works on DetroitSchoolBoard.com, CureForDetroit.info, Detroit School Board, did I say that one? It's just so many. PeoplesConvention.info. Go to those websites and you can kind of get an idea of who I am, my intellectual abilities, and my power of thought. So this is my explanation for the audio clip. I mean, it's just amazing that someone does so much research on personalities. But let me ask you this in closing. If you say that I am someone that you cannot trust and should not be trusted, fine. That's fine. So then you now go to their ideas. See what they have published. See, they want to keep this world intact. And I, like I said, Sharice and I and our family represent the end of it. So if you reject me, you are rejecting what I stand for, which is the end of their world, which is dying of its own violence as we speak. Thank you, brothers and sisters, for joining me. God bless you.
Would you call to his face if you were faced with him and all his glory? What would you ask if you had just one question? Yeah. Yes. 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 I know God is great and yes. 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 Yes, he is. God is good and yeah.
This has been an I Am That I Am production.